he showed us a picture of the biggest clot that even he said he had ever seen. And so the clot had blocked his pulmonary arteries, both the left and the right side, completely blocked, and suffocated him to death. A few days later came the reality of what is required by the government, by the law, that you need to go and get a death certificate. Hey. That was not easy. So that literally meant that his records were being erased from the system of the Republic of Kenya. So what UMASH does is they'll get you the notification, death notification, and then you use that now to go to eCitizen and, start the process. I'd been given, of course I had Brainerd's ID, which I was given at the morgue because that was recovered from his wallet. And so I tried earlier during the day, one of the days after the burial, like maybe a week or 2 weeks later, because I don't think it's something that I was ready to do, so 2 weeks later. And the system was busy, so I had to do this at night. I was all alone in my room. And that day I broke down. It was like a fresh wound, like a reminder, it's over, it's done, he's gone. And his records being erased. Having to write to our medical provider to say, to remove him from the benefits, health benefits package. Having to write to my HR to tell them that I need to change my next of kin. Brainerd was my next of kin. Getting that death certificate was hard. The reality of it, it's a dawning that for sure, this is the final. It's like, this is it. But in that moment, what I told myself is, it could be a government paper, but his memory will live on. And so, even in my daily life, I talk about Brainerd every single day. I talk about him all the time. If I feel like crying, I'll cry. If I feel like going to the grave, because it's nearby, I get into the car and go. I'll spend 30 minutes there, an hour there, as I feel like. For me, it was like, even though the government said this person has been erased from their system, here in my heart, he can never be erased. So I hold on to the memories we held together. I hold on to the conversations we had together. We had plans. We talked a lot in March, like I said earlier, about our plans and the things we wanted to achieve. One of which I have achieved, yay. I'll talk about it in the next video maybe. But But yeah, that finality of getting the death certificate, that was another reality check. But then what I'm saying is, I chose not to dwell on that and realize it's just a paper. It's just, for me, he will live on in my heart. I know he lives on in his brothers' hearts. We can never erase that memory. Those are beautiful memories that we created together. My reality is that I lost one of my children physically, but spiritually, I still have my 3 boys. And I thank God for holding me so close, helping me to navigate through this pain. And grief comes in waves. A month after Brainerd passed, I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't feel like doing anything. I would watch movies from morning till evening. I did not care about anything. I thank God for my employer. They gave me time to grieve. I cannot thank them enough. In that moment, I just wanted to be left alone. But my children, they were not having any of that. They would make sure I'm okay. They would come into the room. Mommy, have you eaten? Mommy, are you doing okay? Mommy, let's take a walk. Mommy. I was like, just leave me. But in that moment, also I realized that was God speaking through them and not wanting me to get into a depressive state or a place where I'm like, wacha ikae. No. I thank God for my children. I thank God for friends and family who always called me, checked on me, came home. Because those first 2-3 months can be very daunting. This is someone you talk to every day or every other day. Someone that you've known for, 30 years? Almost. Brainerd was 29 and a half. Yeah, I'd known him that long. This is someone I held when I was a little girl, giving birth to him. I was very young. This was my best friend. I would share anything and everything with him, and he would the same. When he went through heartbreak, he told me about it. We laughed about it, but I encouraged him. When I was going through my own struggles, I shared with him, and he encouraged me. So it was hard for me those first 2 months. But I think the voice that God used was my children's voice, because they told me, Mommy, get out of bed. Mommy, let's go out for dinner. Brainerd would want us to go for dinner. I'm like, these children. But I'm glad I listened. I'm glad I did not stay in that space. And even though grief comes in waves, like I said, it's how you choose to react, how you choose to carry yourself during that period. It's okay to cry. Cry as much as you can, but don't let it overwhelm you. And I'm glad that I had that space to cry. I went to see a grief counselor because I was numb and I thought I was going to lose my mind. And she really helped me to pull me from that place. And this I did at the request of my friend Joanne. She told me, Sushi, don't sleep, don't stay in the house, please see someone. My colleagues encouraged me, and I went and I saw a grief counselor, and it's not a bad thing because they really helped me. And now I can sit here and talk about this. This is God. It's not me at all. This is not me. This was God's grace pulling me through that dark place, because it can really get dark. One thing that also got me through was worship. I would play worship in the background. I would play my jazz. I love my jazz. I would listen to Kirk Whalum. I would listen to Jonathan Butler. I would listen to Brian Calvertson. And they would just, somehow it would calm me down. But surround yourself with friends and family who will stand with you and not judge and not get tired. I thank God for my friends. They're not tired. I rant about Brainerd all the time. They listen. My friends, I love you. My family. I have the best family. My sons. You know, at times my sons would just come and embrace me. They don't say anything. They just give me this beautiful bear hug, and I know that is Brainerd. Something that happened not so long ago that really made me realize the bond we shared with Brainerd. So I was planning to travel, and my backpack was messed up, so I needed to take his backpack. And as I was removing stuff from, I had never, by the way, to this date, that's another thing that I probably should mention. I have not had the courage to go to his closet, to even touch his clothes. It's still untouched. I think there's a season for that. I'll deal with it when the time comes. But that day I really needed a backpack because I needed to travel. And so I went and I took it out. I brought it to my room. And I was trying to remove his stuff. There were a few books that were in there. And Brainerd had a journal. How about that? Something that I taught him when he was younger. I didn't know he was journaling. I don't know where the other journals are. I don't know if they're there somewhere in the house. I don't know. But this one was like a recent one. Anyway, so I put all the books aside. He had like devotional books, and he used to love writing music. He was a rapper. So I put them aside. Then in there was his wallet that had been given from the morgue. I just put it in there. But that day I decided to remove the wallet and put it aside, but a paper fell out of the wallet. I wanted to tear the paper up, but then something told me, you know that something that tells you? Open it up. Boy, oh boy, you would not believe what I found. So that paper that fell out, I decided to just open it, and it's a letter I wrote to Brainerd, December 9th, 2009, on his birthday. It was a love letter. I was, first of all, a prayer. I was telling God, thank you for his life. And I was telling him, I'm so proud of you. You'll be a great man. So there were a lot of affirmations in that letter. And attached to the letter, because there were two pieces of paper stapled together, was a poem. I was like, this letter is 15 years old. What are the odds that this child of mine carried this letter for 15 years? Like even the paper clip that was holding the two papers is rusted. You see how God speaks so? Because for me, it was his way of telling me, Mommy, thank you for the love that you showed me. Because the letter was a love letter. I was literally just expressing my love for him as my son, appreciating him, and praying for him in the letter. December 9th, 2009. I was floored. I cried a river that day. But there were tears of joy that he appreciated the love I shared. He recognized that love. And he was reminding me that, Mom, I'm grateful for the love that you showed me. You showed me. How about that? For a gift. And I've even laminated that letter, because for me, it's a constant reminder of him telling me, Mommy, thank you for the love you showed me. Remember our last conversation with him? He said, Mom, I love you. And now that letter, I wrote to him expressing my love, and he makes me see it. He has been, okay guys, do you understand? This is a letter that was in his wallet that I gave him 15 years ago. I can't wrap my mind around that, but I know that truly God was in it. So, in fact, that I remember when I was going on that was my first trip after his passing. And I was so worried about leaving his brothers, because when Brainerd passed, I had anxiety attacks. I would panic if his brothers were not home on time from school. I would panic when they leave to go to school. They didn't even know. I wouldn't show it to them, but I would be so worried. I would call the school. Are they okay? The teacher would tell me that they're fine. So I was in that space of I'm worried all the time. But this was an assurance that Brainerd was like, Mom, asante kwa mapenzi ulinionyesha. A note to all of you out there. Please tell your children how much you love them every day if you can. One thing I don't regret in my life is telling my sons how much I love them. I don't shy away from it. I tell them, I express it, and they express the same. And in our home, we are huggers. Brainerd gave the best bear hugs. His best friends can tell you, Barbara, Bafafa wa Brainerd, as we used to call her, she can tell you, Brainerd used to give the best hugs. Don't underestimate the time God has given you with your children. We never know when we'll be called home or when they'll be called home. Express your love every day to your children. Don't tire. Affirm your children. Embrace them. Teach them to love others, not look down on anyone. Brainerd will always be a gem. Such a precious young man who had big dreams. And I pray, that some of the things he really wanted for us, for me and his brothers, that God will enable me to accomplish them in his honor. And that one day, when my time comes, I'll say, thank you to the Lord, because I managed to do that which he had ordained for us to do together with Brainerd. Trust in the process and allow God to be your comforter. Faith, grief, and grace is a space for anyone who's going through pain, anyone who's feeling lost, anyone who doesn't know how to move forward. For that mom who has lost a child. And it's so interesting that in the past few months, I know of several moms who are grieving their children. My encouragement to us is do not close yourself in. Find a community, a support system that will help you to stand. Sometimes it's hard to pray. I couldn't pray those first 2 months. I just couldn't. For me, music helped me. Now, if you're not a music person, find something that you can do, but pull yourself out of that bed. Even if it means taking a walk in the nature, going for a nature walk. If it means going to the gym, if it means cooking, redesigning your home, find something that will help you to deal with that pain. But most importantly, also seek help, professional help. I was not shy to go see a therapist because I needed that. I didn't have the tools to know how to deal with grief. I've never gone through this kind of grief. I've had grief of losing my mom when I was very young. And that is something that maybe we'll talk about some time back, and my journey as well. But find people around you, your church community, your pastor. Talk to someone. Please do not lock yourself in. Learn to celebrate those who have gone ahead of us, because then that way you kind of make their memory live on. Ensure that you have positive people around you. You don't want negativity, or get people who are positive, who will inspire you. Take up something new, like painting or creating something that will add value. You can even do something in the honor of your child or in the honor of your loved one, and create something out of that. I'm still on a journey. There are good times and there are bad times, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, and when you do, pause and let the emotions come out. But don't stay there for long. That's one thing I had to know how to pick myself up and not stay there for long, and understand that there is more to life. And even in all this grief, this podcast is a God idea. I would never have thought of this. But in conversations with someone very close to me, they told me something that has stood out with me. They said, God trusted you with this pain. Pastor Marura told me that. I was like, why would he? What for? And when I went back, I really played those words again in my mind, and I realized there are so many who need this space to be able to express themselves, to talk about it, and to seek help, and to just have someone they can cry with and share the story with. Hence, faith, grief, and grace. And this is the place where we can come together and just let go and let God. For me, God has been my anchor. God has been my solace, my fortress, my help. And He continues to be every single day. I don't think I would even be doing this if it wasn't for Him. He is the ultimate in everything that I'm doing right now, in how I'm raising my children. It's God. And I'm grateful. I may not have all the answers, but one thing is for sure. His word says that He will walk with me through the valley of the shadow of death. And truly, this has been a value. It is a valley. It is a place where you don't even wish for your worst enemy. But God promises to walk us through. And that's why this podcast is here. It's for us to be able to hold each other and just walk through this together with God as our guide, with God as our anchor and the center of everything, so that we can move forward. He is the shepherd that we can run to. He is the one who leaves the 99 and comes for this one who feels lost. You who's feeling lost, He'll come for you. He's closer than a brother. He's a faithful dad. He's our source. And so I hope that even through this podcast, you'll find healing that you so really need. You'll find solace that you really need to embrace life again and to live again, to be again, and to live a life of purpose, because at the end of it all, we have a purpose to fulfill. I know Brainerd fulfilled his purpose. I don't understand it. I don't want to accept it, but the reality is, he did. And God will use you also, even in your grief. And so, I hope that my story will encourage you today. My story will uplift you. My story will make you realize that you're not alone, that we'll walk together in this journey. God bless you, and thank you.